I get all kinds of comments, especially about the videos that touch those exposed nerves, like the one I did 2 weeks ago about Kristi Noem and her killing a dog. This commenter made a comment comparing between the number of dogs that I euthanized to the number of animals that she shot down. Is that a fair comparison? Let's talk about it for a second. I don't know how many animals Kristi Noem actually killed, so I can't even say if I euthanized more or less animals than she did. But let's say that I did, just because my profession is a veterinarian, and sadly, part of it is to end the life of those who are suffering in the best possible way as much as we can. Do you think we like doing that? Do you think we enjoy doing this part of our job? No, just the opposite. This is the hardest thing we ever do. And that actually plays a very big role in the fact that so many veterinarians commit suicide. Because we're in this profession to help, not to kill. But sometimes euthanizing is our way to help those who are suffering. It doesn't make it easier. But big difference between me and Kristi Noem or any farmer or rancher who just shoots down animals is the why and the how. Let's start with the how because that's a lot easier. The how is that I don't do it in a way that there's even a slight pain or that there's even a slight chance that it might not happen fast enough or painless enough. When veterinarians euthanize dogs or cats or any animal, we use a medication that basically stops their heart and brain activity instantly. They don't feel any pain. They don't feel any fear. They just fall asleep instantly and never wake up. And that's why it's actually referred to many times as putting a dog to sleep, because they do kind of fall asleep. So yes, even if I did euthanize more animals than Kristi Noem did, I can assure you that they didn't suffer. While her dog, her goat, her horses very likely suffered much more than my patients did. As for the why, now this is a bit more tricky. There are those pets that are euthanized because they're sick and because there's no alternative to it. If they're in so much pain, if they're not responding to the treatment, if there's nothing else that can be done to help them, then yes, we will euthanize them. Of course, they don't choose to be euthanized. So we are taking this liberty to think of if we would have been in the same position, would we want to be euthanized? And yes, because we can't say for sure, then maybe we are doing something that we shouldn't do. But let's say that most people in that specific situation, with those specific conditions that we do agree to euthanize a pet, will probably say, yes, please put us out of our misery. But Kristi Noem shot her dog dead and actually her goat because of behavior issues, according to her. Do we ever do behavioral euthanasias? Well, the answer to that is yes. Sadly, yes. How many of these do we have to do? Almost never. And definitely not before we made sure that everything that can be done was tried. So, for example, would this dog do a lot better if he just gonna be in a different environment? If the answer is yes, then we're not gonna euthanize the dog. We're gonna tell the owners, rehome this dog. Or if we think that this dog can do so much better with a different owner or with some right form of training or even with anti-anxiety medications, we recommend doing that as long as it's safe. When it's not safe, that's when we're going to say that this dog might need to be put down. And trust me, it's not an easy decision. And I have to tell you that in all of my career, which has been more than a decade in the field of animal behavior, I only had to recommend that type of euthanasia once. And that was for a very viciously aggressive dog that would bite everyone, including the owners, including their children, including strangers and other animals. And there was a very big liability here for the owners, and they did try. They tried everything they could to help this dog. We all did. But this dog was so unpredictable, and he was a very big dog and caused people to actually have to be hospitalized for injuries. And there was no other alternative that could have been found by us. But that decision wasn't made likely. And it really doesn't sound like the same thing was done by Kristi Noem. And you know what? I'm tired of speaking about Kristi Noem and what she did. Let's just hope that from now on, she's not going to have any pets, or at least she's not going to kill them after she's been in the spotlight for that. And in the meanwhile, if you don't know what happened and who this person is, watch this video.